Hey guys, so it's Rachel with the Frugal Farmhouse here, and today I just want to show you guys a haul. I went back to Connecticut for a weekend trip, so we hit up the Goodwill Outlet and a couple of different savers, and I'm just going to show you guys what I got. I'm going to start with the soft goods, and then I'll go on to like the neat home stuff. I'll save that stuff for last because it's my favorite. So the first thing is just this American Eagle scarf, and it's an infinity scarf, and it's just got like a really pretty spring print. Flowers and some kind of almost like a polka dot ikat design, and then some neat chevron type stuff there, and it's an infinity one, and all this stuff has already been washed. I did that as soon as I came home, so I will just, it's cute for spring. Alright, next is a t-shirt, and this is like a college type t-shirt. It's Delta Gamma Father-Daughter Tailgate 2011. And I just loved the feel of this one. This is one of those ones that's like super soft, and it's got kind of like the heathered look to it. And these are all from the Goodwill Outlet, so it's by the pound. So I know we went, the entire cartload was $15, and my husband had some stuff in there too. So all the stuff I show you that I say is from Goodwill is going to be like under $15 total. Okay. So next is just this like see-through type sweater, and this is from H&M originally, and it just says Brooklyn Mademoiselle. And this is like an oversized type knit. It's a size medium, but it actually looks really big. So I'll like that. I'm thinking more for like spring over a tank top or something. It'll just be nice to throw on and go out with. Okay, I picked up a bathrobe, and this is a Ralph Lauren one, and whenever I see these at TJ Maxx, they're always like so expensive, so I never get one. But this is just a gray and white stripe. It's like a jersey fabric. It's got pockets, and the only thing it's missing is the tie, but I'll just take one off of my other robes and use it on this instead. Okay, that's all the clothes from Goodwill. I'll show you the few things I got from Savers. And this is actually from just a standalone Goodwill. It was $2.20, I think. And it's just like a bright green and white gingham. And it's the Perfect shirt by J. Crew. And then these other two sweatshirts are from Savers. They were like $3.99 a piece. And this first one is just the pink, Victoria's Secret pink with the dog. And this is like one of my favorite brands to just like lounge around in, or, you know, work out, do things like that. And so this other one is also a pink one, and this is just a zip up, and it's navy blue. So it's Love Pink down the sleeve with the dog on the front. And I am doing a terrible job of showing this to you guys. There we go. And then the back has just a big heart on it. And now I'm going to get into the fun stuff. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a stack of magazines that I picked up at Savers. I have never looked at magazines there before in the past when I went, and it turns out they're only 29 cents. I added up the value of all the magazines because that's something that I do. I don't know like if other thrifters do that too. Like you get home and you look it up and try and find out how good of a deal you got. So I got 9 magazines at 29 cents a piece, and they're all over $10. They added up to like, I think it was $96 total. So I got the Best of Flea Market Style, Cottage Style, Country Home, Cottages and Bungalows, and this one's the flea market issue, so I was super excited about that. Another Cottage Style, Small Room Decorating, Storage Solutions, Flea Market Decor, and this is one of my favorite ones. It comes out like 4 times a year, and it's got such amazing ideas in it. And then Beach Cottages. And then I also picked up a book, and the book was $2.99, and it's just the Better Homes and Gardens new decorating book. And I know if you watched my New Year's kind of like a resolution video of what I wanted to do, I wanted to read more decor books. So I have been like stockpiling them, and maybe I'll do a video showing you, you know, what I have, and give you like ideas of like if I've read this one, if I like it. Because I haven't read them all yet, but I have started reading a few. Okay, so let me just keep going. The next thing I picked up was actually to resell. I've been doing like, if I do a trip, I try and find one thing to resell to kind of like offset it. That way it's almost like shopping for free. So this is what I found to put on eBay and try and resell. And it's just a set of 4 placemats, and they're from Bahama Handprints. But I loved the nautical, like ocean type print. And they're actually like a really thick material, and the top here is textured. And I picked up a pillowcase, because you know how I am with my cushions. I cannot go without them. So this is an IKEA one, and it's just like a white linen canvas type material with some abstract blue polka dots. If you wanted to try and find it, I don't know if they have it in stores, but maybe eBay. The actual name of it is Henny, Henny. So if you wanted to try and find it, that's the name it goes by. I picked up 2 more pillowcases here, and these came from Savers. They were 99 cents a piece. They both look the same, so I'll just show you the one. And it's a Kate Spade pillowcase, and it's just pink polka dots. And in the summer, my comforter, well, duvet cover, is like a blue and white seersucker, so I thought that that would be kind of cute. And now I have like a couple different sets of pillowcases, so I can change them out in the summer to keep it exciting. I also picked up this sham, and I have to iron this before it actually goes onto the bed, but it's a shabby chic one, and it's just like a faint blue rose type print. I'll try and bring it up closer so you guys can see it. And then around the edges it's got some eyelet ruffle and then some printed ruffle. And that is it for the soft type items. Now I'll show you the rest of the stuff. So in the Goodwill bins, there were a ton of shutters. Somebody must have been redoing their house or their kitchen or something, because they almost reminded me of like cabinet door shutters. So I just picked up one because I didn't want to fill the entire cart with them. They are kind of heavy. So it's hinged. I can take it apart actually and use it separately. But I thought maybe do some projects with these, like paint it, distress it. You know, just they make neat things to hang on walls or to lean against something. So I picked up one of those. And let me just drag this bag over here. Alright, I picked up a little cosmetic type bag. And this is from West Elm. And it's just got a gold and white print on it. I picked up this picture frame in the Goodwill bins, and it's just a plain white square one, but it's got some neat detailing and some distressing, which I love. I got this one from the Goodwill bins as well, and it's a tin, and this is Palmer's Breakfast Cocoa. And anyone who watches my channel knows that I like tins too. I have a couple different ones in the kitchen, and I like to switch them out. And in keeping with the tin theme, I picked up this one, and it's traditional Mr. Stanley's cookies, and I got this because that's my dad's name. So, I mean, if it wasn't his name, I would have probably just left this behind, because it's just it's a home goods type one. It was only 99 cents, but because it had my dad's name on it, I brought it home, and I thought the top was cute with the little thing there. Okay, I have a sign, a tin sign here, and this one is "You Need a Biscuit," and this was $1.99 at Savers. And then this next thing, my husband thought I was crazy, but I do have a vision for it. It was $3.99 at Savers, you can see, and there's a blog, which I'm sure you've all heard of because she's like huge in the decorating world, called Miss Mustard Seed. And around Christmas time, she had this great looking like wooden rustic type rocking horse. I mean, hers was like on a big scale, and I wanted one, and I was searching eBay and stuff, and I just didn't want to give the money that they were asking for it. So I saw this, and I thought that this is kind of like right along what I wanted, and I can try and make it, you know, what I want it to be. So I started working on it already. I pulled the tail out. I'm also going to take the hair off. I'm going to distress it a little more probably, get it down to like raw wood, and then just like, you know, work on like maybe whitewashing it or just adding some paint and taking some paint away. But I do have a vision for this, so I am not crazy. And then the other item that I picked up there was this little tray with wooden bowls, and that was $2.99. And I got this, I don't know if I'm going to keep the wooden bowls yet, I'll probably just use them for organizing. I got this because it looks like one of those dough bowls on a very small scale. I've wanted one of those dough bowls. If you want to look it up online, if you don't know what it is, sometimes they're called trenchers too. But they're usually, you know, like 3 or 4 feet long, and they're like hand-carved wooden. But they are insanely expensive. I ran into one at an antique store over Christmas, and they wanted like $75, and that was actually like a cheap price compared to some of the ones I've seen. So when I saw this, I thought that, you know, I could put this maybe on my table. My table's not big, so it'll be like okay scale-wise, but it's got the same shape as the dough bowls have. So, you know, I could leave it as it is, or I could even like sand or try and chisel down the corners a little more to give it more of that hand-carved appeal. That I haven't decided yet. So there are options for that. And then I have those 3 tiny bowls. Like I said, I'll probably just use them for organizing. And then the last things I have are just puzzles. I picked up 2 puzzles because they're cheap there, and it's something that keeps me occupied. So I've got that one, and I've got that one, and they were $1.99 a piece. So that is it for my Savers and my Goodwill haul. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and when I start to get some of these projects fixed up and finished, I will give you guys some more updates on that. So before I end the video, I just wanted to give you guys a quick peek how that rocking horse turned out. So this is the after for that. I'll just give you a quick walkthrough what I did. I removed its tail and its hair, and it actually peeled off pretty easy because the glue was kind of like old and crackly. But I used an X-Acto knife to get off any extra pieces. I sanded it. I started out with sandpaper, but that was taking too long, so I just went to a hand sander and did it carefully. I was a little worried at first because it had like a funny smell, so I thought that it might have been resin or plastic and not wood. But because it was so cheap, I just went with it to see, and it did turn out to be wood underneath. You can see some of the wood peeking through. And this white paint actually was what was left over from his original finish, so I didn't even have to do that. All I did was, first I removed him from the base. He came off with just some screws. But then I just painted all the parts that were red. I painted him a gray because that's the color I had on hand. So I did his hooves, his saddle, and then like all like the trim for him. And I did it in a gray. And then I just put a little bit of antiquing wax around the edges of that. That way it would kind of blend in and not look so new and fresh compared to like the chippy paint finish. And then on the base, if you remember, I had like a curly Q at each end. I just cut them off because it was a little too decorative. And then I just painted that with the same gray I used on the rest of him. And I didn't even put like a finishing coat or anything on him. I kind of like him just like matte and rough looking. So that is how my little rocking horse turned out.